Good day, everyone. This is Onion. Today is Thursday, February 25th. Today I'm going to go over NIO with you. We're going to look at some institutional activity, some of the fundamentals, previous earnings reports, and analyst expectations. NIO does have earnings coming up in March, so everyone seems to be getting a little bit nervous going into earnings. So let's look at NIO a little bit and see what we might be expecting. Okay, so here's the institutional activity for NIO. I'm going to start at the beginning of the month, beginning of February, just because this report is very big. You can get any of this information online if you Google it. But basically here, anything that's in a green row, that is an added position. Anything white or gray is a change in position, and anything red is a closed position. So I'm just going to scroll up here. There's a lot of activity. It's a mixed bag with the investors, right? There's not any real solid, selling or buying. The one thing that did stick out to me was, I'm going to scroll up here, was in around the 12th. And this is when the share price was in the 60s, but it started dropping. And you can see there was a lot of closed positions at that point. So I don't know if that really tells you anything or not, but you can take that, as you will. But you can see here, even the 16th, there was a lot of decreased positions. So, as you can see, there still is a lot of interest in NIO. There's a lot of activity here. It's a nice liquid stock. It's very got a lot of attention. So now we're going to look over the fundamentals and let's see what the analysts think. So we'll start with the analysts here with NIO. The average price target of 66.88. It hasn't changed for about a month now. As you can see, these are the latest ratings. The last one was on February 8th. All from decent analysts as well, and their price targets are fairly fairly bullish, and there's definitely upside from where the share price is now. If we look at now the fundamentals. This is a snapshot basically of NIO compared to the industry average. Obviously, earnings book value is below zero, so they're going to have a very bad rating here. The industry is above zero. Now the price to sales and price to book value. The price to sales compared to industry average looks very good, and this is really the one of the only metrics we can use right now to find the market cap, a fair market cap for NIO. But if you look at 42 times compared to 516 times, it's very misleading there because it's actually Harley Davidson's 10,000 time ratio and Tesla's 1,000 time ratio that's really driving that average up. In comparison, for price to sales, GM is at 0.6% and Ford is 0.4%. So NIO is extremely overvalued. The gross margin, 3%, our operating margin, and negative. And again, the industry average is very low because of those few companies, making that average a little bit out of skew. Now, if we look at the revenue here, is wrong. This shouldn't. I believe it's a lot higher than this. But what concerns me is shares outstanding. Industry average shares is 1.2 billion. Shares outstanding for NIO is 1.6, and I believe they're going to have to dilute more to raise money to grow. So that's a concern to me, and that's what's obviously driving the market cap up very high. If we look at now we're just going to look at a general overview of NIO. I've noticed lately they've been extremely quiet. Haven't been a lot of press releases or even a lot of market chatter on NIO, but I am getting a lot of Tesla and Lucid Motors news in my NIO feed for some reason. I'm not too sure why. Now, the Morningstar report, they give it a 1 out of 5 rating. I believe the quantum computers have NIO sitting at $28 fair value. So as you see here, yes, market cap 81 billion. Shares 1.6 billion. Again, that revenue is not correct. If we look down here at the snapshot, the last 4 quarters, you can see the revenue here is much higher than the 1 billion there. I don't know why that number's in there, but anyway, you can see Q4 of last year, negative $2.73 actual earning per share, and it was a negative surprise. But they have been improving. The earnings per share have been going up, still in negative, but have been going up, and revenue is going up as well. So that is a good sign. Is it going up high enough to maintain the price where it is? Well, that's what we're going to find out when the earnings report comes out. So saying all this, I believe NIO has become a technical trade. I've been day trading it fairly often, and I find with low smoothing points, it's fairly easy to get in and out just using momentum and the RSI. But if we look at the immediate term or the intermediate term, sorry, the last 6 weeks to 9 months, basically when the action started. You can see here, there's the last month has been a lot of bearish triggers. Um, we get a double top here and a new price target of $40, and it just everything is in a bearish. It's all in a downtrend. You can see here it's a sharp downtrend. The last one we had here, it was here, but it corrected itself fairly quickly. This seems to keep on going down. So the next few days are going to show where NIO was going, but with earnings coming up, I'm not sure if it's really gonna climb too high. We'll just have to wait and see with that. But saying that, it has been a good day trade. Like I said, that RSI is just follow RSI. So momentum is at that negative 1% now and dropping, and pretty separate from the average line. And as you can see, everything here is down. This last little spike is when the market went crazy and NIO dropped to what was $41 or something like that, and it just popped back up. So it's basically where it should be here, but I don't take this as a sign of becoming bullish at all. Well, like I said, the next few days are what is going to tell a story, what kind of price we're going into with earnings. I believe $50. We're going to be sitting around $50 going into earnings. So based on the last 250 bars on the chart here, support is found at $3.53 and resistance at $54. This low support line obviously was because NIO was $3 or $6, whatever, way back then. So I don't really like this support line. I don't find this as accurate, but the resistance line I do agree with. And then if you were to buy today, a good stop price would be $39.34. That has been dropping about $1 per day now for the last week and a half. So that's the fundamentals, basic fundamentals, and technicals for NIO. Um, yeah, so I don't really see anything that sticks out. Earnings, I say it over and over again, but that's really what we're waiting for, and that's what's going to tell the story. To see for long term and for short term, the next couple days, I believe, will show what direction we're going.
So the positives that I find for NEO is number one is the institutional ownership. 44% and 764 different institutions own a piece of NEO. So it totals over 571 million shares, and the value is over $30 billion that the institutions have in NEO. So that's a good sign. That's a strong sign of institution strength there. And I don't know if anybody else does this. I have the price there of $52 with a star beside it because this is just one thing that I like to do. I like to take the institutional shares and divide by the value, and I find that it actually gives a pretty accurate median where the share price actually falls. I don't know if this is if anybody else does this. This is just something that I do, but I do find that it's fairly accurate. And the other positives, like they have cool cars. Like some of their stuff is really nice. I would like to have one of their vehicles if they ever come to North America, and they're very popular in China. So the biggest negative that I find for Neo is the share float. 1.6 billion is a lot of shares, which gives Neo an extremely high market cap. And I know you might be thinking, Onion, you just said it's the institutions are buying like crazy and they own a lot of shares. I agree, they do. They are invested very heavily into Neo. But if you look at the SEC filings, the 13Fs back in the fall, you will notice a lot of the institutions they bought in when the price was going up, $20, $30 mark. So they're sitting still at an 80 to 100% increase. So there's really no reason to sell, right? Excuse me. The other big question I have is how do they plan to expand into North America? I heard the news come out and a lot of people got excited, but now how are you going to do that? How do they plan to finance the expansion? I don't know. There hasn't been any guidance on that. So most likely they're going to have to dilute. They don't make enough in sales to expand, right? So they're most likely going to have to offer private placements, maybe even shelf offerings. I'm not sure. This is just speculation. Obviously, nothing's come in the news. So, but most likely they're going to have to dilute the float, which will bring down the share price in the long term. So my target for Neo is $37.50 would be a good entry point, and I just going basically. I'm estimating $20 billion in revenue in 2021, and I'm giving it a 3 times price to sales ratio. So 60 billion market cap divided by their share float, you get 37.50, and that's just a basic entry. I have a star there, and I'm not really giving it a complete valuation yet because until I hear how they're going to expand into North America, or how they plan to grow, how they plan to finance, if they're diluting the float, I have to see guidance on that before I believe it's a good long-term investment. But short-term and day trading, and that it's been a very good company to trade that way. So overall, I really like Neo. I like their product. I like their cars. But my big question is, where's the float going, and how are they going to finance? So uh, until I hear answers for that, I still believe it's a great day trade or a swing trade. The spreads every day are a few dollars. So if you set your RSI, I find if you lower your smoothing points a little bit, you can catch every dip and spike in there. But for long term, personally, I'm going to wait to see what earnings, if there's any announcements at earnings or any guidance going forward for 2021. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. Good luck, everyone, and have a wonderful day.